Hello, and welcome to this episode of Chamber Chatter. We are coming to you from the Emery's Rock Realty Studio, and I have JP Peletis.
That's right, you got it.
Did I get it right?
Of course.
Well, you just teed it up for me.
But I think you knew what it was going to be. You wanted reassurance of how to say it.
I did.
It could have been a very complex Greek last name. They shortened it years ago in the old country.
I actually, we were just talking about that the other day, about shortening names and changing names when they
could have been Peletopoulos or something, you know.
Okay, all right. Well, welcome.
Thank you.
And you are with Tampa Bay 28,
That's
ABC, formerly ABC Action News.
That's right. We went through a rebrand last year around August or so.
Yeah.
Wanted to be more kind of with the community. Yeah. You know, ABC, we still have the same programming. We still have American Idol, still have all the shows, Monday Night Football, all that. But we wanted to make sure we were part of the community, and having Tampa Bay 28 felt that, because that's the stories we do on the news.
And so your role with Tampa Bay 28 is you are...
So I'd like to say marketing consultant.
Okay, perfect.
My manager might say sales.
Well...
But the fact is, the reality here is, when I work, whether it's TV, in the past I had radio, I did digital marketing, I've done digital billboards, all that kind of stuff. Ultimately, it's finding solutions for local businesses. So yes, inevitably revenue starts to get generated if you're lucky, of course.
Right.
But a big part of it is we want to make sure that we find out who somebody wants to reach and what their goals are. And I try to come up with realistic goals. If somebody says, hey, I've got a budget of $5,000 a month and I want to reach women 35 and up in these zip codes, let's come up with some tactics that will actually get you that. And then how you're going to judge success, we'll kind of come up with that. Because I want to make sure that it's long term.
Right.
I want to make sure people are seeing success.
It's just not transactional one time.
I don't like transactional.
Right.
You know, we have people sometimes will call in and say, can I get a commercial during the Bucks game? Of course. Gladly, we will happily take your money, because that's quite a bit of money for that. But the reality is, I want to put together a plan, and advertising is based on reach and frequency, right? We want to make sure that we have enough reach, reaching enough of the population that's going to be in your trading area, and they're going to hear it or see it enough times to make a difference, because you got to have that frequency. You don't want to just see the commercial one time or see an ad on your phone one time. Like, what was that again? You want to make sure, oh yeah, I remember that name. I remember that roofing company when hail damage comes, that kind of thing.
Right. So real quick, you're brand new to Wesley Chapel.
I am. I just bought a house in October.
Right.
And I grew up in the Chicago area, and so I got to give away my snowblower before I came, which was awesome.
Wasn't that liberating?
Oh my God. I gave it to he became my new boss, and I was only there for a week after he started. I said, listen, I couldn't stay longer than a week. I'm sorry, but I'm going to give you my snowblower. And that was
then I'm out.
And I'm out. Yeah. And he was like, oh, can I come with? I'm like, no, you took this job. You're here.
I mean, Florida, Chicago.
Yeah. And I spent time in Colorado too. And awesome to try out different places, but the fact is, nothing beats the weather, nothing beats the amount of activity and the people and everything. The vibe is just different here, and I like it a lot.
And you moved to the coolest place.
I think so. Yeah, and it was cool even before I got there. Now it's even cooler.
That you're there, right?
That's right.
Oh, you've added some flavor to the neighborhood.
Yeah, for sure. I'm trying. Well, and I learned that Wesley Chapel, it's so big. Right, we're on kind of like the Epperson Lagoon side up there, but coming down here, there's so much to do.
Oh my God, the fact that you're called Wesley Chapel big and coming down here from the lagoons just literally changed my brain.
And I got to imagine, because you saw it back when, what was here before?
Before the lagoon was even a thing. And when they came to us for the support of that project, I was like, oh my God, this is a 50-year project. I'm never going to see the end of this. And now you call it up there.
Yeah, up there, down here. I know. Yeah.
Wow, I'm literally I'm beaming on the inside, because it's like.
Well, and you
crazy.
saw it grow so much. It's still growing. That's a big part of why I'm here, because I want to make sure that businesses have a path to succeed. Right. And we want to see this is a growing area. All of these areas, you and I talked about that North Tampa Bay area. That's where the growth occurs.
It's because we have the land.
That's right.
Because south, it's water.
Right.
West is water.
Nothing you can do.
Nothing you can do.
Right.
I mean, you can go east, but then you're starting to merge into...
Yeah, like I love our office. We're right across from Raymond James Stadium. It's great, but there's nothing new going up there.
No, but do you think I could get a parking pass for your office?
Maybe. I don't know. Possibly. I'll tell you, that is one of the best perks ever.
I'm sure.
Is parking right in there and walking over to a Bucks game or a Yankees spring training game. It's great.
I know. It's fabulous. I just got invited to a spring training game, and I'm like... Oh, I can park there.
Yeah, right.
So we have you here today on this episode. We could talk all about Wesley Chapel and all of those things, but we have entered into a partnership with Tampa Bay 28.
Yeah, it's exciting.
It is. I don't know if it's more exciting for you or for me or for our members. And I think it's a happy combination of all of that.
Yeah.
But we want to talk about that and share with our membership what's coming and what we are doing.
Yeah.
So I'll tee it up and then I'll let you fill in the
Sounds
blanks.
good. Okay.
And so Tampa Bay 28 came to us. You found us.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't go out.
Hey, you replied.
Well,
I tell you, every partnership, you got to have somebody reply on the other end.
Listen, I will be the first one to reply.
Well, and you were talking before the show about all the things that you've said yes to, because why not? Why not give something a try?
Exactly. What's the worst that can happen?
Right, exactly.
It doesn't work? Okay.
Right.
Fine.
Most people in general, and coming from the sales department, we get a lot of no's, or now it's more ghosting than no's.
Right.
Everyone's afraid to commit to anything. It's like, give it a try.
Right.
You know, and I love that about your approach.
Like why not? I mean, it's going to benefit our members.
Right.
It's going to benefit the whole ecosystem.
Yeah.
So we're official partners now.
That's right. Yeah.
It's
official.
It's official.
I mean, well, I'm on the show, so
you are.
It's kind of a big deal.
We were dating for a week or
That's
so.
right. And now it's official.
We are official. We're
steady now. It's all good.
Yes.
And what I love about this kind of partnership, I'm going to be able to work directly with your members, offer advice, offer consultations. You know, there's no charge. I want to make sure people understand kind of what is out there. You know, I mentioned earlier about the right tactics. That's the approach I go with. You know, what's the strategy we're going to build like a marketing campaign around, and then what are the tactics we want to use to achieve it? And that's what I can present to the members, because I want to make sure people feel good about whatever kind of investment in money or time or other resources that they've got in there. They got to feel good about it. And I want to make sure that if things are not working, how do we pivot? And how do we keep listening as well to what someone chooses to pick as their way to gauge success?
In our businesses, and we'll get into the nuts and bolts of it, but our businesses, for the majority, are small and growing and moving into that phase 2 where advertising is crucial.
Yes.
And now that they have somebody that they can look in the eye
That's right.
and
I'm not going anywhere.
have a conversation about it, find the solutions that work for them, I think that's really important. And that's one of the reasons why we entered into this partnership, is so that our business community has the opportunity to be seen on TV.
Yeah, right.
And some of these
it's huge.
famous shows like American Idol,
That's
which
right, yeah.
I educated you on our Wesley Chapel's
That's right.
history with American Idol.
Yeah,
We
I love that.
had the tryouts here
Yeah, that's so cool.
at the ice rink, and one of our local contestants, he went on, I think, to Hollywood. And then the next year he didn't make it, but he came back and he will sing the national anthem at various events.
That's
so
great.
it's just a really
well,
cool.
I mean, it's kind of like someone like on a sports team or something. Like, even the worst player is still 1,000 times better. So like, even someone's like, oh, they didn't make it, they're still a phenomenal singer.
He is,
you
yeah.
know?
And I've actually lost track of him. He was the guy that had the cute socks. I think
okay.
was everywhere he went. He had really cute.
That was his thing.
That was his thing. It was his stick, and
I love that.
It was perfect.
Yeah. But yeah, that's to your point. You know, being able to work with local business owners, or even, you know, if you do have even a marketing department, maybe you're at the size where you've done more than the average business. That's still great, because there's a level of, I want to know what's working, also what's not working. And I also like to know the impact I can make too, whether that's hopefully good, but also tell me about the bad stuff too. You know, a lot of times big TV companies and radio and billboard, they work a lot with these large agencies. We never really know, like, did we do a good job? Did we not do a good job? Did you happy? But when you're talking to a business owner,
right,
and you know that the stuff you do will help put food on their table, it makes a whole lot of a difference there in the mindset, and also how much we put into it, because we care as well.
Right. So the partnership.
Yes.
How and what is it?
Okay, so we've got a what I like to call the starter pack, and inside that you're going to have a wide variety of TV commercials, and that'll get you kind of, I like to say, a taste of it. You know, almost like a buffet. You want to see what you're going to like of it. You're going to start with an appearance on Tampa Bay's Morning Blend.
Oh.
That's right. That's our morning talk show.
And I've been there for that.
That's right.
And if anybody wants me to go with them and hold their hand,
There's two seats, much like here.
No, I like to be behind the camera usually.
Okay.
I'm not. This is a whole weird thing for me, but I love the Morning Blend, and it's fabulous. So keep going.
Yeah,
Sorry.
great. Yeah, no, all good. Yeah, great shows. You get to be on there and talk about your business and what sets you apart from the rest. That's the key. You know, we like to say, we're going to tee up these questions. I mean, it is set up in a way to make you look amazing.
Right. They're not there to make you look
They're not there to... No.
Because nobody wins from
Well,
that.
and I look at it like, if you're on the news, usually it's not for good reason.
Right.
Usually it's something happened, there was a break-in, something. This is a segment where it's like, okay, no, you're going to talk about what you're doing and why it's great and how can people reach you from there. Once you've got that exposure, we're going to start running some commercials and some different news programs to kind of get you even more visibility, increase that frequency we talked about. Remember, the reach is there. When we're talking about TV, massive reach. So that's already there. Now it's the frequency. How often do people see you? And also, what times of day? We know that based on, at 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock in the morning, might be a little more of an investment than 5 in the morning. We want to make sure we're aware that somebody that's jumping into this program, it's super affordable, highly discounted, but I also want people to know that this is intended to be a sampler to kind of see what is out there, what else they can do, and also it's pretty cool being on TV. It really is.
Well, if you're into that kind of thing. But for the businesses, yes.
Yes.
And so this is a starter pack, and the pricing, like you just mentioned, is heavily discounted.
Yes.
This is only for our
Correct.
chamber members of the North Tampa Bay Chamber only.
That's right. I had to pull every string I had to say, all right, can we get this in there? This is not something offered to anybody else.
Correct.
I put this together. I had to get the approvals. And a big part of it is making sure that, one, we can deliver. Something that I learned when I moved into TV advertising was you can promise everything all the time.
But if you don't deliver.
But if you don't deliver, and there's times like, yeah, we'll get you in at this price. And it's like, how come I didn't see my commercial? Oh, yeah, you got bumped out. Someone else.
Yeah, because that's at 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah,
And
so part of this program, it's an 8-week program, starter pack. That gives me the flexibility to make sure things can be put in the right place. If this was, say, like over the course of 2 weeks, it would be hard to deliver.
Right.
Because now you're shortening my window. But part of the discount comes from a little bit of a time investment to know that we're going to be putting these things in here and putting together sort of our best use of where they should be shown, as far as, can we get this one in this, this one's going to be at 5:30 in the morning, this might be in the afternoon, might be a commercial during the morning blend show because they remember seeing you the day before, kind of putting together that plan that goes with it. And what I love about this is it gives you a lot of exposure, but also gets you out there to the people, and that kind of begins the journey from there.
Yeah.
Because a big part of marketing is there is a little bit of trial and error, but I like to say it should be strategic. I don't want to just have people throw money at different things and not know what they're doing.
See what sticks.
Yeah, that's not a good tactic,
Yeah, when it comes to money, and especially these
Of
times, every penny counts.
Yeah, right. And also, that's why I like to ask somebody, what is your end goal? If the goal is, I want people to know who I am, well, then something like a broadcast medium is a good idea. That's how the brands we know, like we know their jingles. We know ba-da-ba-ba-ba is McDonald's.
Yep.
They don't have to run any more ads. They still do. You would think, why does McDonald's have to advertise? They still do.
They still have to write, that first in mind.
Totally. And also, I have to be aware when a McRib goes out there because I got to get myself one of those.
Oh, really? You're that... You're that guy.
Is that brave of me? I don't want to know what's in it. No.
Yeah, I know.
But a big part of that is that's the goal that many businesses want to achieve. If you say, you know what, I like the branding and awareness, but I need leads. I need people in the door. Maybe you're running a weight loss clinic and you want to reach people that only need that service. Well, broadcast may not be the best use of all those dollars because you're going to reach a lot of people that may not need that product.
Right.
You might say, JP, can you get together, create an audience for me and only reach them? Now, I can't always do that on broadcast TV because I don't always know who's watching. However, streaming TV, we can do it there.
Right.
We're all watching streaming.
I was watching Court TV live here in the office in the background while we were working
I love it,
yesterday,
yeah.
while I was doing all my data and analytics, and Tampa Bay 28 ads.
That's right.
Right there on the
That's right.
huge screen. I almost took a picture of it
just
to say, hey, this is what we're listening to.
Yeah, great point. So when people buy streaming with us, we've got a bunch of different platforms. And I like to look at it like, if the TV company is talking about streaming TV, it's probably legit. I mean, there's a lot of companies out there like, well, we can. I don't know. Like EW Scripts, our parent company, has been around for over 100 years. We're a big building. If something's not working, you can come find me and we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
We're not going anywhere. But that's a big part of it is making sure that who we want to reach. Sometimes we don't always care about what programs they're watching. If you say, I want to reach this target audience, if you got a new golf course you're opening up and you know most of your members are men 55 and up, well, let's only reach them by advertising to those people. So it could be something on Netflix or Hulu or Sling or something like that. Commercials within there, you might ask, well, where's it going to run? What program? I'd say, don't worry about it. Does it matter? If you're reaching that person,
right,
that's the most important.
You go to where they're at.
Wherever they're at, whatever they're watching. Then it takes the assumption out. Maybe they're watching something you wouldn't expect them to watch.
Right.
You know, maybe they're like, you know, maybe that guy's watching ice skating in the Olympics. You're like, I didn't think he would like that. Well, he does, and he's watching it, and your ad was shown to him.
Oh, that's perfect. That's all, that part, the digital and the streaming's all included in our starter packet?
We have some level of streaming included.
Okay.
So we're going to be on Tampa Bay 28 Plus. That's
Okay.
our own stream. The reason why I included that is when you're on commercials, it goes on broadcast TV. It would go on if you're watching WFTS, that's Tampa Bay 28 on cable, or if you're watching on YouTube TV. Wherever you're watching ABC, you'll hit those people. The only time you won't get them is if they're watching it streaming, so that's why we included that.
Okay.
I like to say it's kind of like if you ordered a pizza and one or two slices were missing, you'd be like, what the heck? I don't want this.
Yeah.
I want to fill those couple slices with, make sure that you're going to be on our stream as well. So that streaming's built in. We do have some digital add-ons we can look at. If you say, you know what, I want to reach people on these other platforms, other streaming platforms. I want to be on Hulu, I want to be on Sling, those kind of other things. We can do that. Usually we'll come up with kind of an audience, who you want to reach, how often you want to reach them, and a budget from there, and we'll talk about kind of what that would look like.
And the super cool thing is that JP is going to have office hours here.
That's right.
We haven't set the schedule exactly,
That's
but
right.
you're also going to have information sessions to where our members can come and just have a conversation with
Yes.
you about that. So it takes that, scheduling an appointment, going downtown, or you going to them. It's a safe environment
It is
here.
a safe, and a big part of that is being with your peers.
Right.
And if we're in a group setting, and let's say, I've got this seminar and I'm going to talk about digital marketing versus broadcast marketing, and we kind of pros and cons of all that. You might ask some questions while I'm going through it, totally fine. You might say, I'd rather ask this one afterwards. Whether it's, maybe I'm embarrassed, the whole there's no dumb questions. But many people don't want to ask those questions. Maybe it's competition. Maybe I don't want to ask this question because I got a great idea and I don't want the people around. Who knows? Afterwards, let's talk about it. We'll basically go through whatever, if there's apprehension about something, if there's just a question about, how do I know it's going to work? How do I know it's a good investment? What kind of return can I expect? Those are the questions. Who's
going to produce my video?
Who's going to do my video? Yeah. And so we've got a team, and as part of this package, we'll use kind of our, I'll probably ask you what kind of footage you have already. And maybe, we have things on TV that you wouldn't believe, the phones in our pockets and the quality of that.
Yeah.
But then we've also got kind of a bit of an upgrade. If someone does commit to a full year of advertising, it doesn't have to be necessarily this package throughout the year, but some kind of commitment for a full year, I'll talk to our production crew, and we'll send the whole crew out to the business.
Oh.
And we'll do a full-blown professional shoot. And that way, there's a little bit of that, hey, you invest in us, we're going to invest in you.
We'll invest in you.
Yeah.
Well, let's not give everything away about the partnership,
Okay.
because we do want people to find you.
That's right.
Find the program. We are going to house it on our website with your contact information to have it. I think we have your first meeting scheduled in April, right?
Yeah, I know it's coming up.
Yeah.
So I think, keep an eye, I would say, on the calendar, and we'll make sure that time is set up where you can come learn. If you want to ask questions, you can. If you just want to learn and take some notes, that's all good too.
Absolutely.
A big part of it is making sure that I want to be a resource for people. I've done this in some other markets before. I moved to Tampa before, and it's really successful because there's a bit of that, I want to let my guard down, but usually we keep it up a long time. So I want to make sure, if you're learning, if you're watching an hour, me talk to you about this, and it's no cost. People are just doing this because they're a member. It's they want to learn. There's a little bit, okay, I trust them. Let's talk about what we can do.
Again, it takes that safe environment.
It's not a sales call. You know, that's another reason why I like doing it. This isn't an environment where I can talk about success stories from other businesses or what I've seen in the past, whether it's multi-channel using digital and broadcast and, SEO and Google Ads. How does it all work together? I want to be able to talk to that and make people at least feel like they picked something up. Even if it's just one thing they got from it, hey, that's a win.
And just so you know, that if anything cool comes, like, American Idol auditions want to come back to Wesley Chapel, we got you.
Got it. Okay.
And we have that relationship.
I know there was that Dancing with the Stars touring.
Listen, whatever it is you need.
Okay, so you'll be on the show?
No.
No, because you're a star, and I know you like to dance.
No. I don't like to dance. Have you seen me? I've got two left feet.
It's like the Elaine from Seinfeld dancer.
Yes, I'm worse than Elaine from Seinfeld. I
the
can.
Thumbs.
Yeah, my niece has a very lovely name for my dancing.
Oh, okay.
I'm not ready to divulge that.
Understandable.
In public, although I have learned that not many people watch or listen to our podcast, but nonetheless, because spilled some beans at a few of our podcasts, and nobody's even mentioned them.
Okay, well, there we go.
But JP, where can people find you right now?
Yes.
Before we announce everything, you've got your email
I would say,
address.
I'll give you email, I'll give you phone too. jp.peletis, so it's jp.peletis at tampabay28.com.
Okay.
Also, my number, this is my cell phone.
I don't know, dude. Don't give out your
Are you
cell
sure?
Yeah, I'm gonna give you some word to the wise.
Can you put stuff on the screen? Can you
Absolutely.
Okay. I'll give you my office phone.
That's
How about that?
better.
Okay.
Perfect.
But once I see you in person, we
Right.
can talk about it from there.
Correct.
Okay.
I mean, that's just a lesson I learned. If you give out your cell phone, it's
So I should give out your cell phone?
no. I mean, pretty much everybody in town has it. So
Right.
I'm not.
Well, if they want to get anywhere in this town, they got to go through you.
That's funny, but not at the same time.
Right? Yeah.
But,
No, I'm joking. But a big part of that is making sure people can contact.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
open to those questions, whatever you want to go over. If it's just some general questions like, hey, what's the average budget to do anything on TV with a good amount of frequency? I'll talk about that.
Yeah.
If you say is $5,000 a month on Google Ads too much? I say, well, what industry are you in? If you're doing roofing and siding, then no, because that stuff costs a lot of money. Mm-hmm. And you get one job and it pays for it all. But if you're selling slices of pizza, probably a lot for that. So
and you have that experience to be able to discern between each of the things. And you've also made a commitment that you're going to be around and,
That's right.
and attending events.
I bought the house. I'm here.
Yeah.
I went to your amazing event with Jay Collins.
Oh, right.
How awesome was that?
Yeah. He's a cool dude, and he's got a really cool story. And so we have some good lineups coming. So make sure you look at our schedule.
I'm on the calendar.
Yep. All right. Well, we will keep everybody posted on this exciting partnership. We just wanted to take a little bit of time today to announce it.
Yes.
To share that we are bringing this exclusively again to our
true.
chamber members.
It is.
And if you drop your chamber membership, he will drop your ads. Right? Isn't that
that's-
what we
that- that-
is that what we agreed on?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of how it goes.
So,
it's a benefit because we want to make sure
Absolutely.
that people know that this chamber is here to support businesses.
Absolutely.
And part of that is direction when it comes to marketing and advertising. So it's kind of all encompassing.
Yeah. Well, I'll hold you to it.
I don't want to say I want to drop you.
I'm going to drop. Well, I have repossessed people's decal stickers off their windows
Wow.
if they didn't pay their membership and they still got proud member.
Taking that sticker back.
I'm taking that sticker off.
I like it.
I'm like,
Yeah.
no, you're not a proud member. You didn't pay your membership.
I love it. Repoing stickers.
Well, thank you, JP. We'll see you soon.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Great.
All right, bye-bye.